So, Joe, I mean, you've had, back-to-back games now where it's like really good teams, one ranked. This one easily could be ranked by next week. That it seemed like it was there in the end and kind of slipped away. What did you see as similarities between the last two games?
Well, I mean, it's what I just said. Went in the locker room and I put on the board number 21. I put on the board number 29. I put on the board number 22 and then 36. And what are those numbers? And this is part of what the growing process is for us. And the guys didn't know. And that's what it is. And that's sometimes, that's what we're battling is, well, that's Boise State's ranking in the country, 21 in the net rankings. That's what the NCAA tournament gets decided on. Okay, we're down 2 with 1 minute and 50 seconds ago to the number 21 team in the country. We took a 46-45 lead against them. You bring up New Mexico, they're 29. And, I have to do a better job of being, I'm not going to use the word patient because I don't know if I can do that, but of just letting these guys learn and help them learn that they're good enough. Because we're getting to the point where, well, if I told you you're down 2 with 1:50 to go, you're good enough. You're fast enough. You jump high enough. You play basketball. You're good enough. Like your way of playing, whatever your strategy is, it works. So what hasn't been decided is sort of what your question goes to, right? It's not character. I'm not saying anything negative about it, but where does character come from? Character decides the game. Ultimately, when you're good enough. Well, that comes from your life experiences. Your character is nothing but a compilation of your life experiences, what you've lived through and what's important to you and how much do you care. And you put all that in there and you're good enough and you have those experiences. Well, then you teach yourself, you go in there before the game, we're good enough. So that's the key to make sure we do it again on Friday. Then it'd be 3 games in a row. And make sure that last Tuesday never happens ever again, because that just gets in the way of that experience that's required. And that's really what I think it is. And I got to make sure I do a good job of sort of letting our guys come to that knowledge and knowing that we're good enough, because ultimately they're the ones that got to play through it to break through it. And it takes time because, like I said to them, there's nobody in that locker room that's lived with the experiences of having winning seasons being passed down to them. They have. We don't have that. So that's part of the process too, is we have to overcome that because there's nobody in that locker room that has that experience of, yep, we're good enough and we finish games and we believe and we do it. That's what February is going to be about for us. Can we do it over and over again? And if we do, then we keep telling ourselves through our play we're good enough. And that's how one day you learn how to, break through. Because tonight, how can you be down 2 points with 1:50 to go and your 3 best 3-point shooters are 2 for 17 at home? Well, I think that says something about us. It says something about our character. It says something about, our will, our ability to keep playing when things aren't so great, because we didn't play great. we missed so many wide open shots. You know what I mean? And our 3 best shooters are 2 for 7, but we got a chance to win that basketball game. That's the experience you need to go through, because then you teach yourself, well, I'm not having any more 2 for 17s because I know we're good enough. And that's where that comes from. So, that's what I think in a nutshell.
All these top-ranked, Mountain West close losses, how much does it feel like as a coach, and maybe just seeing the guys in practice, how much does it feel like you just need to get over the hump once and then it'll kind of accelerate things? I mean, do you feel like the result is maybe what's holding them back from that belief?
No.
Or do you think that's separate?
No, I think when we have the San Jose State show up, that's the indicator that you're not there yet. You know what I mean? And that's why all these games are so important, because you got to put yourself in that situation over and over again to teach yourself how to break through. And when you don't put yourself in that situation once, and even in the course of this game tonight, it's called playing with success. It's called knowing how to make yourself do well when you're having success. And that's a skill. It's learned behavior. That's called experience. We don't have that experience. We haven't had much success. First half, we jump out on them. We're playing well, right? Actually, there's an element there of them questioning whether or not they can beat us. And since we haven't been in those situations over and over, what's that 6-minute stretch look for us in the first half? And that's really what it is. It's learning how to play with success. And that's what I mean about being good enough, knowing you're good enough. When are you going to know you're good enough? Because then you'll have success, and then you'll teach yourself how to play with success. It's kind of I hope I keep saying this through the month of February, because then it'll kind of be a new experience, but it won't be new anymore. And then when it's not new anymore is when we will do what you said and produce the result we want. But right now, we can't concentrate on the result. We got to concentrate on making sure we keep doing what we've done these last 2 games. And I'd say, I don't know every game in the league, but except for San Jose State, I think we've done a better job of that. Like, if we take December 28th, San Diego State, December 31st, Nevada, okay, January 2nd, Utah State. Now, those are 3 of the top teams. They're all in the top 35 to 40 in the net. We started with those. I think we're better today in terms of every question that you just asked me than we were then. So that was December 28th to February 1st. I think we're better now. I think we've improved. The whole element of you're good enough, it's not me saying it anymore. I think those guys in the locker room are starting to feel that. Okay, we got to build on that in the month of February.
Regis, it seems like a lot of these big games, whether it be UNM last week, it's today, it's, San Diego State, it's very close in those waning moments, and then the other team just seems to find a way to win those games. What do you feel like's going wrong for you guys in kind of those last moments where you have that chance to take it?
I think it's the first half, because we've been, in the first half, we've been down, double digits in every single one of those games. And then we come back and we take the lead with 5 minutes left. And we have an opportunity, but we're just not finishing. And I think we need to come together as a team, get one stop at a time, and try to get that win.
When you have to press that hard in the first half to just get stuff to go, how much do you think that maybe fatigues you guys in those final minutes? Are you feeling the effects of that, or is that kind of not a thing you're worried about?
Yeah, it gets us tired, because then on defense, we miss a shot and then they go on fast break and they keep scoring, and we get tired because we want to get stops, but we also can't score. And when you can't score, they're going to get fast breaks, and that's how you get tired, and especially with no timeouts, and it's fatiguing for sure.
You scored the first 9 points tonight. What maybe in practice did you guys see? What did you see today that was kind of a window for you to really score well tonight?
I think it was just the offense we ran. It just happened to be me going to the basket in the first 9 points. We ran our offense really well in the first 5 minutes or first 7 minutes. We were up 12-4, and then we just got to keep going. We got to know how to play with the lead, and we need to learn from that. It's experience. That's all it is.
Jake, Coach brought it up during the week of it's been really tough for you not being able to practice as much during the weeks, having to kind of monitor this injury throughout the year and be able to play with it. How much do you feel like that lack of practice may be impacting just the starting lineup as a whole, especially in those waning moments? Do you see the impact of that at all?
Not really. I think it's just up to me just making shots. I think it's just on me, just making shots, make sure I help the team out. So,
when you guys are having that much success inside, how do you see that shifting the defense around you? And did you see them shift it all away from you tonight, or was it still kind of the same plan you've been seeing?
I think I think I saw about the same thing as what I've been seeing. Again, it's just up to me to make the shot.
Jeffrey really kind of brought it on tonight. It seemed like he had been a little rusty after the concussion. How much can he do for your guys' lineup when he's on and you have that starting five kind of gelling?
Yeah, one thing obviously he did today was play really good defense. There was a lot of possessions in a row. I just remember seeing him just get down, get in a stance and play really good defense. He just understands our offense well too. So just cycling through what we do, it helps a lot.
What do you think is it seems like in the past couple games, your guys' physicality has notched up another notch just as far as matching other teams, doing it early. Do you feel like that's just a part of development, or was that kind of something in practice? Why do you think that physicality has maybe showed up more?
I think obviously just playing a couple of games in the conference, obviously you see that. A lot of the freshmen see it too. And we just made it a point that obviously a bunch of the other teams are a little bit bigger than us, so we had to bring it to them a little bit more.
What's the biggest thing you feel like you guys need to do to turn, say, the UNM game, this game, into nearly ranked wins rather than close losses. What do you think is the one thing you guys maybe need to switch?
I mean, I think I just need to make shots. I think I'm letting the team down a little bit. But I think we're in there basically every game. We just have to pull it out basically and make sure we hit free throws too.